हेलो, गुड इवनिंग, वेलकम, सुस्वागतम, स्वागत है आपका आज के इस एक्सपर्ट टॉक लाइव सेशन में। सो टुडे इज आवर 102nd episode of expert talk live show, and let us invite our expert of the day. Yes, so we have Suma Narasa Prakash, who is our expert of the day, and she'll be speaking on very interesting topic: right mindset and right lifestyle, crack the time equation. So welcome you on the show, Suma.
Thank you, Vipul. Thank you.
We are in fact thankful to you for accepting our invitation and joining in this expert talk show. And today is 102nd episode, and we are glad that you are here. So thank you once again.
Thank you.
Yes, audience, let us welcome our expert of the day. Do like to share this session. Do comment on it. You can participate. You can ask your question. You can give your feedback. You can appreciate because that motivates us. So let us start the session, and let me give a brief intro about our expert of the day. So, Suma Narasa Prakash, a multifaceted personality. She is a software engineer, uh, Aadhaar QR code developer, and barcode photo image processing inventor. Uh, Kaun Banega Crorepati Hotset winner and Youth Icon awardee, blood coordinator, mental health counselor, animal rescuer, and rescue coordinator, a multilingual poet, songwriter, travel researcher, a global trotter tracker who has trekked to the Mount Everest base camp and Gokyorai summit. Uh, so many things, senior brown belt in karate, yoga practitioner. Amazing, Suma. You are a multitasking superpower, I can say. And she has been honored as a guest of the day by All India Radio, felicitated and featured by various institutions and organizations amongst the many other achievements. So that's amazing. You are doing so many things, and would love to know how you are handling so many tasks. So that's great, amazing.
Thank you.
So, Huma, yeah, Suma, that's what. Tell us more about you and your journey till now.
Okay, so basically, as you already briefed, my profession is a software engineer, but I am more known or would love to be known more as a, multidimensional person because I feel life is very boundless, not bounded, and you have so much of to do, so much of things to do in life, so vast. So that's how I would love to be there for the people and for myself, and that's the journey, and this is just the beginning is what I believe and want to go forward with.
Wow, that's amazing. That's so amazing. You are doing great. And yes, audience, you can connect with Suma. This is her LinkedIn ID. You can connect with her. You can DM her after this session for any query, any help, any guidance. She would love to help you. She would love to guide you. So with that note, let us start the session with a very first question, as the topic is right mindset, life, and right lifestyle, and cracking the time equation. So how to manage the time? As I've said, you are doing so many things, you are doing so many activities, multitasking, and out of, if you are something to cherish for the lifelong, like you are one of the part of the Aadhaar card QR code developer team, and you have been into the Mount Everest base camp and so many things. So how to manage time? Tell us from your experience.
Okay, so the answer for that is very simple and lies in your very question. We always try to manage time. That's where the crook is. The idea there is we should celebrate time, so not manage time. Now, what do I actually mean by celebrate time, which is what I follow too, is how many of us are really consciously, in this moment, as in this moment, how many of us really know, as simple as that, like on what are we sitting on, what is around us, what is happening around us, what is happening inside us, or to be really frank, how many of us are consciously breathing, to keep it so simple. So that is like, how many of us really see the sky daily, or even see the water before we drink, or the food before we eat, right? So that is basically living in that moment. And living in the moment is the first step to celebrate time. And how do you find out are you living in this moment? See, there's a lot of things that happen around us. We are not conscious about it. The same way, a lot of things happen within us too, and we are not conscious about that either. The moment we are conscious of what's happening outside and what's happening inside, then you see both unite. So when what's happening inside us and what's happening outside us unite, you are pretty much conscious in this moment and fully aware of you and the surroundings. And when this union happens, right, you start feeling suddenly that there's no boundary around you. Like the imaginary boundary that you had set for yourself, this is you and this is the environment. That becomes like invisible, it goes away. You start feeling that union. Now, when that union happens, you are actually feeling the time flowing just with you. You feel free, just like how you feel free when you are with your dear ones, right? Anyone whom you're comfortable with, you feel very free with them. So, the idea there was they are your friend. So, here time has turned to be your friend. And when you befriend time, you are feeling that freeness. So the idea is you befriend time. And what do you do with your friends generally? You celebrate. So when time is your friend, you celebrate time. So the crux is rather than managing time, being conscious in this moment and celebrating time is how is you actually deal with time. And that's how I've been dealing.
So very rightly said. Enjoy the each moment of life. Flow with the time. Be with the time. And you rightly said the small techniques. To have a long breathing. Today only I was reading one post on LinkedIn, and it was like, we breathe so many times a day, but we hardly focus on it. So breathing with a focus, or you simply said ki, while eating, while drinking water, you just see, it for a few seconds and then have it. That
Yes.
makes a lot of difference. Very rightly said. So, audience, you can participate. You can ask your question. You can engage with us. We would love to have your questions. We would love to have your participation. And don't forget to like and share this session. Do subscribe our my YouTube channel, Vipul the Wonderful. Press the bell icon to get the regular updates. And if you're following us on LinkedIn, then watching us on LinkedIn, then do follow us. Do follow Suma Narasa. She will also be happy to help you, and she will, if you can DM her, then she will definitely answer your queries afterwards. So, moving on to the next question: what is the right mindset?
Okay. So now that we know that if we are living in this moment, right? So our mindset also starts changing. And how can that happen? When you are in this moment, your body and mind will have a potential to perform to its max. If we are occupied with our thoughts, right, where we are not consciously living in that moment, we cannot put our max. So when you're in this moment, your body mind automatically, scientifically gets its max potential. And when you have your max potential, you do your best. Now the mindset comes in this point. Like when you do your best, what's the next stage for you is the end result out of it, where we get connected to more rather than being connected to our efforts. So when we are at our max potential, our connection or mindset should be towards putting our max efforts. The result was never mine, will never be mine, right? So that is not where I have to invest my energy or mindset. Rather, focus on putting my best efforts, and with that mindset, if you proceed further, not even for focusing on the results part, then you see it just happens very smooth. That the whole process becomes very smooth. Your mindset becomes as simple as that and clean. And why do we have to do this? I mean, is it that easy to do? Is might be a very common question. Well, this is the law of nature. If you see plants, like say the wither of the leaves which they had earlier, they don't stay or stick to it. Similarly, we stick to our old thoughts and our future thoughts. We never be at this moment. So we should wither off so that we can be afresh. So that is a law of nature. And if you see animals, they just do their efforts, they just do their bits. They are not bothered whether their efforts are lost or won. or they're wasted or they're utilized. So it's the law of nature. In fact, there's a law called law of wasted efforts. The moment you have a mindset to focus only on your efforts and not get connected to the results, and as I already said, you will be at your best potential, right? So when a person does his best, obviously the best can happen because he is exchanging the best with the nature. So nature will give back the best. This is pretty science, like how you exchange a good energy or bad energy with someone. The same thing you're doing with nature. So nature will give you the best. So it's just that you have preconditioned that this is my best and this is my worst. So that is where the mindset goes for a toss. So just focus on the efforts and have that faith of exchanging the right vibes with the nature. The nature will reward how it has to. With this mindset and the celebration of time, you will start feeling magic.
So you rightly said, what goes around comes around. Like, if you will put in the right efforts, then definitely you will get the best of it. And that is the right spirit. But as you have said, it's difficult to cultivate. By practice, you can definitely cultivate that habit.
Yes.
And that's amazing. So the next question is, how important is daily routine in achieving higher goals, and what to do and what not to do in this daily routines?
So basically, as you said previously, that this comes with practice, right? And where is that practice actually sitting in your lifestyle? So lifestyle is a very crucial thing, but most of us, just don't give any attention to it. It's just like a daily routine for us where we run, right. But that's not the case. It is the one that is actually giving you the right commitment that you need to practice anything good. So if you have to practice the right mindset and understand how to celebrate time, your lifestyle is the key for it. And when I say lifestyle, it is as simple as having the right sleep, the quantity and the time you sleep. Many people sleep late, get up late. That obviously deteriorates their potential of both their body and mind. So, sleep, what food you eat, not just to your body, but also to your mind. So, what thoughts you give to yourself. So, this is also part of the lifestyle. And and physical activity, having a good exercise both to your body and to your mind is also apt and needed there. So the lifestyle is basically a combination of sleep, what you take into your body and mind, and what you exercise your body and mind with. When this you have a pattern for yourself, and this cannot be same for all of us. Each individual will fit in best in a different pattern and manner. So once they choose a right lifestyle for them, that is the key that gives them the right commitment to have the right mindset and celebrate time. So that is how the lifestyle has to be.
So many times with lifestyle, when the lifestyle words come, na, the people
Mm.
has a uh, imaginations of luxurious life and all this. So
Yeah.
how to stay away from that, lifestyle, zazi word, lifestyle comes, that when then the
Huh.
lifestyle word comes and people imagine that I'm and doing so and so activity, I'm traveling overseas and vacation in overseas, and that is the luxurious lifestyle,
Mm.
so how to stay away from it?
Okay. So what usually people do is focus on what they are showing or using or doing outside, outward. Okay, the direction is always outward. If that is giving them happiness, maybe they're having the lifestyle they need. But I'm pretty sure that doesn't give you the enough happiness, or contentment is the right word. So when the direction is inward as to doing this, is this giving me the bliss? Bliss, I'm saying the word bliss, not happiness, because bliss comes with contentment. So if that is giving me, then that's the right way ahead. Usually any materialistic or luxury which the society has drawn as a formula, right, that this is the lifestyle, there is no end for it if you just pursue on for it. You need to have a differentiation between need and want. Do I need this, or do I just want this? Now if the answer is yes for need, then that is required for your lifestyle. If the answer was just a wish or a want, then it's a time you give a second thought. Now, is this what am I really achieving with this? Am I trying to convince someone at the cost of my own happiness? If the answer is yes, then the luxury lifestyle, what you're choosing, is definitely not the way ahead. So it's the direction. Inward will always help to stay away from such lifestyles.
Very rightly explained, and it's also been said that when you want to develop any routine or any develop any habit, by routine we can say a habit. So when you want to develop any habit, or when you want to get away from any habit, then it's been said that 21 days of
Yes.
consistency is required. So how important is that,
Well,
and
yes, this is very much science. It is very much scientific because our brain has a lot of neural connections, and we, with our activities and thoughts, build these connections. So now, when we are trying to give a new habit to us, to our own self, our brain needs to understand कि ये एक नया habit है. This is a new habit that I am trying to cultivate, something which I never did so far. So just for your brain to understand this chemically, it takes a minimum of 21 days. So any habit, you just do it for a day or two, you just don't find nothing happening because yes, it takes time and that time is 21 days. And it's very much true. And it's not just there, there's a little extension to it too. Any habit, if you have done it for at least a minimum of 1,000 days, then now the brain knows it's no more a habit, it's a pattern, it's a part of its own self. So basically, when you cultivate anything for 1,000 days, you have that has become a part of you and you have become a part of it. That's how we are made.
wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So thank you, Hitesh. Hitesh Harikrishnan is appreciating. Thank you, Hitesh, for joining in an appreciation, and thank you for connecting with Suma, because Hitesh is the person who has connected us for this session. So thank you, Hitesh, for the same. And Prachi Mahambre is also appreciating. Thank you, Prachi. Prachi is asking that what kind of lifestyle can be considered as an ideal one, for or minimalist lifestyle, we can say. So what is the ideal lifestyle according to you?
Okay. So the ideal lifestyle would be is already defined in your body and mind. You need sleep. You need right nutrition. There is a set of formula that you need to follow, which already the nature has done for you. So the minimalistic lifestyle that you is you respect this rules that you are supposed to give good quantity of sleep, quality of sleep, the right time. People get up at 9 o'clock, there's no point because you have lost lot of new energy that you are getting up at 6 o'clock. So it does matter. It's no more materialistic routine. So when you are connecting with the nature and you have such a lifestyle as minimalistic as possible, then that is the basic lifestyle you can start with. And that would be the lifestyle you will end with too, because that will give you the necessary contentment. So your sleep, your food intake, and more prominently, what thought you give for yourself. Every time a thought comes to you, just give it a question. Is this really necessary and worth to me? Because that is dieting rather than what we do at the food level. We should do dieting at our mind level. So just give a thought for yourself. This the lifestyle sits in your daily moments. As simple as that.
Very, very well answered. Hope, Prachi, hope you got the answer to your question. And yes, thanks for asking questions. Thanks for the participation. We would love that. Keep it up. And moving to the next question, can profession and passion go hand in hand?
Yes, definitely profession can go hand in hand and passion can also go hand in hand with the profession. Uh, the problem comes when we demarcate these two. And for some lucky people, both are the same. And I would not say unlucky, but for some, it might not be the same. But there is always, as I said, when you have befriended your time, right? It's all finally the game of time. How you actually keep your passion along with your profession with the available scope of opportunity for you. So when you befriended time, you just know where your passion sits. You just know or you realize where your profession sits. It's just to hit the right balance between the two. And that balance comes only when we celebrate time, but not when we manage time. So most of us we manage time and we end up doing nothing for related to our passion. So your profession and your passion can go hand in hand very much, very much. Just that you know you have mastered the art of befriending time.
Wow. Well answered. So that's great. Yeah, thank you, Humira, for asking the question. Humira is asking that how to stop ourselves from indulging in entertaining distractions. What could be the best way to make it a habit?
Okay. Okay, now you are into certain entertainment or addiction of that entertainment. Fine. You cannot all of a sudden make your brain understand this is not for it. This is a gradual process. So the way you can do it, suppose you're seeing it for say 5 hours. I'm just quoting a very broad example. Suppose you are seeing a particular program or something which you find not worth it, but for, say for 5 hours or movies or something like that. You want to stop it. It cannot happen over a day. Definitely not can happen over a day. You can confine yourself to bring it down to say 3 hours. Stick to yourself, have a plan for it. I will watch 3 hours only today. If there's anything pending, I'll watch tomorrow. So you slowly taper it down, and only then you are giving a right signal to your brain that no, this is not a habit. You should continue. You are talking to your brain, ki, this is not a habit. You have to continue anymore because you started the habit, you've already habituated, and your brain has to understand this has to reverse back. So it's in a tapering mode is how you bring it down, and the discipline in it, your mental discipline is what can taper it down. So when you do so, right, like when you taper it down, what happens, you are also committedly able to do it rather than saying kal se I'll not see, tomorrow I'll not do. You, after 2 3 days, you start feeling it again like you should see. But when you taper it down, you are slowly giving it time to detach from you. So any bad habit, if you think you want to stop, it's only through tapering process. Very much science.
Well, very well said. And I would also like to add upon that many times I've heard, please correct me on that. Like, when many times there's kind of entertaining, distractions we call it. So we can also replace them by some good habits, so how to do that?
Yeah, that is possible. You can replace, but again, that cannot happen all of a sudden. You do tomorrow. Definitely, you'll do tomorrow because now you have the high energy or a temporary decision that this is not for you. So you do try to replace, but you do it for a day, two, or a max a week. But then you again fall back. So the right way is to make your brain understand ki this is not what is meant for me and this is meant for me. So along with tapering, as you said, you can start slowly putting in a new good habit in place of it. Say you brought it down 2 hours, right? In my example, you can use the 2 hours to do something you like, a new habit. So what happens? You are overlapping the bad one with the good one over a period of time. And this will not take more time. As I already said, 21 days. Give it at least 21 days to start seeing a small change.
Very true, very true. So Prachi is appreciating. That's so true. Thank you so much. And Hitesh is adding upon that celebrate time. I am hearing it for the first time. Yeah, that's true. Celebrating time, celebrating each moment in the life is the true spirit. We can say it's a affirmation. Positivity, and that can bring in a lot of positivity in you and can inspire you. So very, very rightly said. Now the next question is the very interesting one. Is life all for self? How to find life in life?
Okay. So, yes, it's an interesting question. I also personally like this question. Many of us, we know what we think about life is a journey, is a race, is a destination, a goal, right? Yes, okay, fine. It's a journey, it's a destination. However, you want to quote it, you can. But in this process, have you seen it's always about us? Next, it's about our family. Next, it's about our property. It's next about our whatever. It's all circled always around us. When you are always circling around yourself, you are building more and more boundaries and walls around you. And if that had given you happiness, all of us would have been happy. I'm pretty sure anybody's answer would be, are you full happy in your life? No, right? So that's because of the boundaries that we are building invisibly around ourselves while we are given enough freedom to unite with the rest, right? So there are a lot of parameters if we have to speak about materialistically, but I would advise not to get into that materialistic boundaries. Instead, focus on seeing oneness. As I already said, what's happening within you and what's happening outside you. They both should unite. That you when it unites, right, you just feel suddenly free, like as if wings given to you. When that happens, you no more have these boundaries of centering only around you. You take care of you and your things, your people, but you will also expand your vision to see beyond yourself. So when I say beyond yourself, others, other species, other beings, basically anything around you, you start feeling inclusive. And when this inclusiveness comes, you start doing the same thing for others, whatever you used to do for you. Basically, at least in your energy or mental level, at least sending a prayer. How many of us really pray for others? We pray for us, our dear ones. But somebody whom you really don't know at all, is somebody suffering there? You might not know them, but your one prayer, it is no more a myth. You are sending out energy. Just like how you scold someone, what are you doing? You are exchanging a negative energy with them. When you appreciate, you are exchanging a positive energy with them. So, the same way, when you exchange energies with others, if you cannot do something in real, practically, at least at this mode, when you start feeling and including others in your life, you will start feeling life in your life, in your life. So the whole idea is always centric around union. Now, if you have understood how to stay in union with others, with the nature, in short, with the cosmos, you will really start feeling that life in your life, which was missing, has returned back. So that's how you actually find life in life.
Amazing, interesting, very very well said. So, but my question on addition question to this is the word which you have said, boundaries.
Hmm.
How I will come to, I will realize that I am within certain boundaries, or I need to break these boundaries, or I need to break this barrier. How anyone can realize that, self realization, self actualization, how that is possible?
Very easy. How? What do you feel when you are in a closed room with no windows and doors closed? How long will you stay there? You start feeling suffocating after a time, right?
True, true.
So the same goes with these boundaries. When you have started feeling more and more contained, suffocating, despite getting all what you want, you're earning good, you have a family, everything is fine, but still you feel suffocated and contained. That means you have become more centric and you have put in a lot of boundaries around. So it's an indication that now, no, there is a few boundaries I have to cut out. So in a way, I can say mental from the mental point of view, you are confined just to your comfort zone. Comfort zone is where you are sitting and always be like, okay, this is my adda kind of thing. So the moment you cross your comfort zone and come to learning zone, you start feeling boundless. So the
Very
indication
true.
that you are in a boundary is that you are no more happy and feeling more suffocated.
Very true. Well answered. So, when you are enjoying your, out of 24 hours, if you're working for 16 hours and still you are enjoying, still you are fresh, and still you are ready to work 2 more hours, that is what the happiness is. It's not, I'm just giving you a example of work, but on the other end, after working for 8 hours, if you're happy to go home, so that is a personal life example,
Yes.
so you're happy with your personal life as well, on the lighter side. So that is what it is. You rightly answered. So yeah, thank you, Devranjan. He is asking that please suggest any book for please suggest any book for improving the good habit.
Okay. Uh, well, personally, I am a very bad reader, so I might not be able to give you a book as a lead, but the book which you need is already inside you. You are the book. You are the book. So you just need to understand yourself better, yourself more better day by day. And every day is a page. So the way you cultivate a new habit or a good habit is to understand what you like more. There are n number of good habits. What gives you more peace? What gives you more bliss? These are good habits for you. Suppose somebody likes gardening, they like spending with the soil, with the plants. Just pick up that. Try to do it for 21 days. There will be a small transformation in you. If the transformation happens, then that's a habit that suits you. You can pursue further. So, and really, you don't have to spend very much time for each habit of yours. Even 15 minutes in a day, just 15 minutes in a day can do magic. So, the book is yourself, is what I would advise you.
I just love that. That's the real answer. Many a times there are few of my friends. They are suggesting me that do this meditation, do this yoga, follow this and follow that. So I used to do that before, but now my answer to them is how कितनों के पीछे भागेगा, how many times what to follow, what not to follow. We will have to learn, to ignite ourselves. We will have to
Exactly.
learn to motivate ourselves. There is a I remember the dialogue of one of my faculty when I entered into BBA, from BBA to MBA, graduation to post graduation. On the very first day, he told us, that uh, now you will have to learn. Until the graduation, life was teaching you. Now you went to entered into masters, and from this very first day, you will have to learn yourself. Nobody will teach you. We will just guide you. You will have to learn. You'll have to cultivate. You'll have to develop that habit of learning from yourself. You'll have to develop that habit of reading between the lines. So I remember that dialogue of our faculty. His name is Kaushik Trivedi. I would love to
Mhm.
recall his name as well. He told us, and I remember that dialogue, and that is something I cherish for the lifelong, that now we need to develop that habit to learn from ourselves.
Yes.
We expect that this person will come and guide me, this will motivate me, this will mentor me, by doing this yoga, do this meditation, I'll revive,
Those are,
I'll get
those
refreshed.
are amplifiers, that's it. But the
Yeah,
actual resource is thyself. So basically, it's just carve your way. Like if you find a way, take it. If not, make it.
true, true, true. So that's amazing. You answered well. Now Hitesh has one question. I
Mm-hmm.
have always struggled to manage emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Please throw some light on emotional intelligence. How to exercise your mental muscles.
Okay. Okay. Emotions is again a different plane, a different dimension, I would say. The boundary logic which I explained is very much sitting in that plane. All our boundaries are not physical. All our are in the emotional level, and it is propagating to the mental level. So the moment you feel negative or bad about anything, any consequence or any person, it is an indication that you had an attachment to the result of it. Either it could be from the person's response or from the situation's response. As I already said, if you detach yourself from the result and focus on whether you did what you had to do and you did what you could do or what you should do. If these answers are yes, that's it. Your emotion to choose should be happiness only. When you have attached to the result, you tend choosing happy or sad. So somebody else or some other situation is kind of controlling you. The remote is in their hand. But if you focus only on your efforts, your remote is always in your hand, and you just learn to be at bliss with you and your duties and efforts. And you just see, it's not like being careless about the result. It is just letting the result to the nature, because nature is what's going to do it for you, not yourself. All you can do is efforts. So your emotions is a choice between either your result or your efforts. Focus on your efforts. I'm pretty sure your brain will tell you to choose the right emotion.
Well answered. Hope you have got the answer, Hitesh, and Devranjan is thanking you for this nice view. Thank you. And yes, so moving on to one of the last question of the day: how to handle tough times. Everybody has gone through tough times, good times, bad times are the part and parcel of the life. So how to
Mhm.
handle the tough times, you know?
Okay. Uh, I'll answer this, but just to give a context, pre-context to it, we already saw few things just to highlight. Ki you have to celebrate time, but not manage time, and you have to have a mindset of surrendering to the nature. One sec. Sorry. So you have to have a
That's okay.
mindset of surrendering to the nature, right? Like how the rest of the beings do, like rather than confining to the result. So if you take the time equation as the center, you see the one is celebrating time, the other one is surrendering to the nature, the other one which helps these two practice for long is your lifestyle. One second, I'll just have some water.
Yeah, sure, sure, please. Yes, audience. So this is something, last few minutes of the session. You can ask your questions if you want to. If you have any question, you can definitely ask your questions. If you have anything to add upon, do add upon. We would love to have your inputs, your feedback, your questions. That is a motivation to us. So please ask your questions if you have. These are the last few minutes of the session. Yes, hope all is well now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, sorry about that.
that's okay. That's okay. I can understand.
So if we see it as a triangle where you keep the time equation at the center, the first one we talked about is about celebrating time, not managing time. And the next one we talked about is having the right mindset of surrendering the result part, but focus only on your efforts. And the third we saw the lifestyle, where this lifestyle is the key to practice these two for a longer period, for a life. So these three, if you see, is the formula or makes up the formula to crack the time equation. Now, in this whole process, what is the resources that you need? What resources did you need? One person. Anyone else? It was just you. Any material?
You.
No. So it was always only you in this whole process. So if you see the center of this is you, which means the solution is you. So no matter what the hard times is, what the problem is around, cracking this whole equation is possible only by you. With the right mindset, when you celebrate time, you end up realizing no time is hard and there is no need to handle it anymore. It is just to live with it and what best you can do. So if you see, it is all centric about you. So the way to handle tough times is handling yourself, not others, not situations. They will be changing over a period of time because that's the only constant. But what can always keep you happy is yourself. So handling tough times is nothing but handling yourself, but nothing else. Just, like to keep it very simple, it is never dark outside when you are lit from inside. That's the way you handle tough situations.
True, true. Well said, well said. So you need to find the uh, solution within you. You need to learn that art of self actualization, self motivation. That is the crux of the
Yes.
session. Well answered. So that was great. Audience, you can definitely connect with uh, Suma. She'll be happy to connect with you. Don't forget to click on her profile and view her profile. We will also put in the all other social media links in the YouTube description, so you can check it afterwards. And yeah, you can forward this session afterward. Also, YouTube link also to help your friends and family, because you can see the discussion is going very detailed and very basic, but very helpful to anyone. So Suma, to conclude, your final words, your final advice to our audience, your any anecdote, any success mantra which you would like to quote, which will help our audience.
Okay. Well, The simplest and easiest way is you want to change things in your life. You want to change your life, and that's possible only when you change yourself. So anything will start from you, and anything be it will end with you. So try to keep your thoughts, your mind, your energies, everything in an investing way such that you keep growing. Rather than seeing what someone didn't do for you, see what you did for yourself. When you have this in your work, in your personal life, you will definitely leave it and deal it in a totally different way. So, just to keep it short and simple, live the best, leave the rest.
Wow, that is the takeaway for me for the day. Leave the best and leave the rest. So that's amazing. And thank you so much for this, amazing, insightful session. We just loved it, loved the energy, loved the inputs you've given to us, and it was amazing. Wishing you the best for your career. You are doing amazing job. You are doing so many jobs and doing something amazing. So wishing you all the best in whatever you're doing, and we'll be in touch. We would like to have you again with some interesting topic in the near future. So hope to see you again on our expert talk show with another topic, another insightful topic, I must say. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Vipul, and thank you all. I really wish the best to whatever Vipul is doing and to each one of you. Have the best life. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Hope to see you again. Thank you so much. Stay blessed.
Sure, Vipul. Happy to be.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, audience, I'm sure you would have got so much from this session. This was our 102nd expert show. Hope to see you again next week. We used to do it every weekend. So keep tuning. If you are watching it on LinkedIn, then follow us there. If you're watching it on LinkedIn, then do subscribe our YouTube channel, Vipul the Wonderful. Press the bell icon to get our regular updates. You can watch all our previous episodes on our YouTube channel, Vipul the Wonderful. We and even share it with your friends and family, your near and dear ones. You never know which session will be helpful to whom. And with that note, we would like to call off the day. And this session was powered by Post Resume. We are providing IT and engineering recruitment services across India and Africa since 2007. So do connect with us if you're looking for any talent solutions, any career guidance, any help from us. Just visit our website, just connect with us, and we'll be happy to help you. So till then, see you next week. Till then, stay blessed, keep smiling, and have a